All right, guys. Welcome back to another live show. Just getting all set up. Hopefully, everyone's doing good and stuff. Of course, as you guys might have already guessed by the thumbnail and stuff, that a big announcement is, of course, that we're doing the Michigan Bigfoot and Dogman Conference here August 25th. And it's going to be pretty fun and stuff. So we got that out of the bag now, finally set up. Tickets are on sale. Link is in the description and stuff. And we'll be blasting that over the next 5 months. So pretty excited to finally get that locked in and stuff. Of course, that will be held in Mason, Michigan at the Ingham County Fairgrounds. So so that's going to be pretty fun, pretty exciting stuff. A really good place. Very nice city and stuff in between Jackson, Michigan, and just south of Lansing on US 127. So very awesome, excited stuff. So that is pretty much what we're going to be talking a little bit about. And then I got some AI photos that we're going to go over and take a look at. So how you guys can be able to spot AI generated photos. Because they're popping up more and more, it seems like. And it's something we're going to have to deal with. And currently, there's some little details and stuff that the AI keeps getting wrong over and over again. And so we'll take a look at that. And put the link in the chat to come on. We'll hang out and stuff as we look at those photos and stuff, and hang out and talk about pretty much whatever as we I have a very nice Friday night. It's storming here a little bit. I hope the connection is good. If I drop out for some reason, just know I'll try to make it back. If not, then you guys know what obviously happened and stuff. Power went out, signal loss, whatever. So of course, we got Sandra Piper, first one in the chat. She's a trooper, always hanging around the best of the channels. Of course, you can definitely tell it's a good channel when Sandra's in the chat. So, yeah. So if you click the link that will be in the description, it will take you over to the website where you can purchase the tickets and all that. So get a little bit of information. Also has the Google Maps right there in that page, so you can just kind of scout around to see where it's at, see if it's for those in Michigan and outside, I guess, the state. See how far it is for you to drive and all that. And there are there are going to be some things we're going to be doing after the event and stuff. So we might be hanging out in the woods in some places, and so there's some possible opportunities for that to happen. Hang out with us, probably camp out at some spots, and then but there's other combinations here in Mason, Michigan, also in Lansing. Like I said, Lansing, Michigan, plenty of spots for hotels and things like that. Also, there's an airport there. Same thing with Jackson, Michigan, which is about 30 minutes away from Mason, just south of Mason. There's plenty of hotels and different things like that to stay in if you guys are deciding things like that. I know last time we had our event, we had people who came in from quite a few different states, actually. So there also is going to be some. I gotta look into it a little bit more, but maybe possible actual just a whole campground that we can just set up and take reservations there. But that's just going to depend a little bit on a few things. So we're still 5 months out, so we got enough time to dial in and stuff and really kind of figure out what we want to do, because it's not only just the conference part where we're going to be having speakers and showing evidence and networking with people, taking reports. But it's kind of after the conference too. Is actually going into the woods and stuff too. Is actually just as important, more important actually, is trying to network with people and maybe show people what we do out there. Try to inspire some younger people to get into this, so we have a lot more better people flowing into the field instead of being stagnant and stuff. So I think that there's a lot of good opportunity to come with this, and I'm just glad that we're able to do this the right way, without drama, without the conflict of interests of people. So you won't be seeing those people at the conference. There's only 2 people I would say that are definitely not allowed to be there, and if they have to ask, then they are too dumb. Oh, hey, how's it going, Kevin? Nice to see you and stuff. Good. It's been a long time, so she contacted me and stuff. But yeah, there's only 2 people that are not going to be allowed at this event and stuff, and that they should know who they are. But other than that, it's going to be basically you can buy your tickets online early for a little bit cheaper discount, or you can buy your tickets at the door just for a little bit more, about $5 more, not too much. We are doing vendors and stuff, but vendors are probably going to be outside and stuff, either in the parking lot, or there's some grassy spots around. But the way we're gonna pretty much do that is, if you want to be a vendor and stuff, you'll probably contact me directly, and then it's $40 for a table. Of course, that gets you access to get in, and a +1 for a helper. For vendors and stuff, you won't have to pay anything until the day of because of weather issues that might come up. If weather comes up, you don't have to show up. You don't have to be out there. There's no refund and stuff because when you pay, it'll be the day of and right before you set up. So that's how that's going to be. But we're going to have a list of vendors because there's going to be a limited amount of space, things like that. Plenty of tickets that can be sold and stuff. Plenty of room here, not too worried about not having enough room. Plenty of parking stuff. There's I think there's 150 parking spots at the actual building, plus this being at the Mason Fairgrounds. Well, it's the Ingham County Fairgrounds in Mason, but they're opening up additional parking for us and stuff, so if need be. And it's going to be pretty fun. So we're pretty excited. It seems like they're pretty excited about the event and stuff too. And I hope that given the spot and given everything that's going on locally and stuff, I think it'll be a pretty successful, fun event. We just want to inspire awareness and learning and stuff. You know, no one's really an expert on this. We all have theories and opinions and experiences. So the best way to kind of learn is to throw it all into the mixing pot and share it to people in the public, and inspire young people and inspire people who might not really consider what's out there. But after hearing encounters and real stories from people, they might just check around a little bit more, pay attention out in the woods, and maybe then they could potentially find a vital piece of evidence that maybe us Sasquatch, Bigfoot researchers, cryptid researchers just simply wouldn't be able to find. So, being that they have access to private property, a number of different reasons and stuff. So, you just never know how life goes and stuff. But I've always learned to be patient and stuff, and good things always come to those who are patient, and patience is definitely the key. So, it's been kind of tight-lipped for a while. Kind of been hitting over the last year and stuff that we'd be having an event this year, but until everything was locked in, I wasn't going to say or announce or do anything. But the cat's out of the bag and stuff, so I'm happy to present all this and stuff. So we're working on speakers and stuff. We'll have a list coming out hopefully by the end of this next month. I would like to hopefully be having that locked in, but we have some interesting ideas and stuff that hopefully will make this pretty good and stuff. So we'll be reaching out to some people, and just gonna hopefully have fun and stuff. And but no matter what happens, I mean, even if no one showed up and stuff, it would still be exciting and worth the while. And you know, you can't have life without a little risk. So very, very excited and stuff, very passionate and stuff. I'm very very gung-ho about the future and stuff, compared to when I took my break in November and stuff. I was kind of fizzled out and plateauing on the Bigfoot subject, and everything was going on, but a nice little break away from things clears the head, and now it's really paying off and stuff. So now I'm seems like I'm twice as passionate about this now. I'm able to do live shows and stuff, getting out in the field more regularly, taking lots of hikes and stuff. I try to get in a couple more miles in, try to get about 8 to 9 miles per outing when we go live and stuff. When I walk around, it's about 8 to 9 miles total. Of course, I do walking off the camera, but Like to get at least 2 of those in a month, so about 18 miles, 20 miles a month during live shows, plus everything else, exercising. So getting fit, getting in shape, getting ready for expeditions and stuff that we're going to be planning. We're going to go deeper into stuff, going actually into swamps, into water, and um, braving the cold and elements and all that. So it's very, very exciting stuff. So Tyler actually just got back from testing out. Well, he didn't just get back, but I think it was sometime this month or last month. He was out in an area and testing as a new hot tent with a nice stove and fireplace setup, and got about 7 inches of snow and stuff that fell on the tent, and it all held up perfectly good. Nice test for the equipment and himself and stuff. So we're really, really excited and stuff. But there was no Bigfoot activity that happened, unfortunately, in that outing. But hopefully next time we can have something to report on his end. It is raining and it's storming right now, so you might guys hear that a little bit. And I was telling, made a comment about the next month and 2 stuff's going to be all rainy and stuff here in Michigan. Most people would think, oh, it's I can't go out because it's rainy, it's wet. But and honestly, that's one of the best times to go Sasquatching or any cryptid hunting, really, because during the rain and stuff, most people are not going to be out in the woods, right? Because why? They're going to get wet, they get afraid, they're going to get sick, equipment failure, all that. But most Sasquatches and all that probably would expect that no person is going to be out, especially if a heavy rain, wind, in the middle of the woods. So I personally think that they're out about a little bit. They're not on guard as much and stuff because they feel through years of observation that that just generally people are not out when it's crappy weather. So I would assume that you could catch them off guard pretty good. So that is definitely one thing that I always like to do. It's a little harder for me with having kids in the family to get out whenever I want, but going out in rainstorms, even a light drizzle and stuff, if you have the proper tire and stuff, it's not really that bad. You can just tough it out. So I can, not that I know of recent stuff, but I can check my map database that I have of sightings and stuff that I've been mapping out of Michigan, with plenty of more data points that I actually do have to add. But this is another thing that I'm kind of working on. Indian Springs. I will tell you that pretty much by looking at the data points that I have, and if you look at the Bigfoot mapping project, what they have, all those data points included and stuff, plus all my data points that they don't have, you can clearly see that Michigan, pretty much anywhere there's woods in the middle of all the country square blocks, there's habitat for Sasquatches to migrate through, bed down for a couple of days, and keep moving and stuff. Then you have the bigger chunks of recreational areas, parks, wilderness spots that potentially holds them for longer periods of time, maybe full timers in certain areas up north. But the map is just so overfilled that there honestly could be pretty much anywhere outside the cities. Once you get into the country, once you get to the farmlands, you look at how much farmland there is, and when all the crops are up, you look in the middle of those country blocks, and it's all wild habitat, and most of the houses are on the roads, which is just the barrier and stuff at the very outside. So It's kind of a no-brainer when I look at the map and all the data, and they're practically going right in between people's houses all the time, and then coming up on the edges of civilization of the cities and stuff. The Indian Springs Metro. Yeah, I believe that might have been. I think Gabe might have got some audio last year or the year before that, late year before that. I will tell you that Kevin, that over in the Highland State Rec area, there's 2 sightings over there. I don't have much data in these metro parks and stuff. You'd have to ask James or Gabe. He does the metro parks over in that area and stuff, and studies. You guys took a report from there. Awesome. Yeah, and in those areas and stuff, you know, an average person would laugh and say, "Well, Bigfoot's just not there. That's just impossible." But it's because at nighttime, the light, you flip that switch and everything goes dark. Everyone goes to sleep. There's no one on patrol. There's no one posted up guarding and watching for Sasquatches to come into the city and do what they want to do. And so that's what they do because there's no one watching and stuff. And I think that over the last 100 years, especially, they've learned to kind of evolve and adapt the same way these cities have evolved and adapt. 100 years ago and older, most of the cities were made out of wood and stuff. I mean, if a fire swept through a city, you had potential of burning the whole city down. It'd be a great disaster. Now, we have the evolution of technology and stuff that, big, wide, massive city fires are really a thing of the past. So what do you think that Sasquatches are able to do in the last 100 years, watching us evolve and our technology evolve? Hunters evolved, our technology, what we wear, and our scent covers and everything. And don't you think they might catch on and be able to evolve and at least adapt a little bit to keep up with kind of our tricks and shenanigans, and even the civilization of our world and stuff? How could they adapt to be able to survive, but not only survive, because surviving is not really thriving. Surviving is not really living. It's like barely getting by. But thriving in our state of Michigan, in our country, in the world, they would have to adapt and overcome obstacles and people and things. And from what the data shows and where they're going and what they're doing close to cities and in cities, it appears that they're not shy about this. They're not scared, but they're very intelligent and stuff. They have some very good tactical awareness about, infiltrating a city, not getting caught, infiltrating suburbs and stuff, or infiltrating your backyard and peeking in through your windows and watching your family, watching your kids and stuff. There's a lot of planning and stuff. And of course, they're observing all this stuff. What do you think they're thinking about when they're watching all this? They see TVs on, they see us flip on light switches, they see us play with our phones and do everything like that. I mean, you can only imagine. And that's kind of the mystery, is how intelligent are they? Because it seems to me, by all the reports and activities and stuff they do, that they're not a dumb animal, and they're not just a dumb ape, but they have some humanoid intelligence enough to watch us and emotionally control themselves in certain situations. When we push the boundaries, when we kind of escalate and push and point guns at them and stuff, there's plenty of times where they don't react at all, and they calmly and stuff just walk away, evaluate the situation. There's other times they go bloody insane and aggressive and start destroying property and scaring people. And there are deaths from Bigfoot. Bigfoots do attack people. It's a myth that there's no deaths from Bigfoot. That's just untrue and really unrealistic, because every single animal on this planet attacks people, especially if pushed and cornered. A squirrel will attack you if you push and corner it and you mess around with it too much. Now, it might be scared, it might run away, but the option of defending itself is always on the table. So to say that Sasquatches in all situations don't hurt people is just unrealistic and insane, because it's just not true. Every single animal on this planet has hurt people aggressively, defensively. I'm pretty sure, yeah, just about any creature would. So, when there's someone looking through your windows at night and you pop out with a gun and there's a Sasquatch and stuff, you accidentally pull the trigger because you're shaking so much, then, things can happen, and things have happened. We have reports of the past. There's people who are studying this. They spend hours and hours looking at old newspaper reports about mysterious deaths throughout the decades and hundreds of years, past 200 years. And there's very consistent stories and wordage about people being found, guns being broken, twisted, body parts being ripped and thrown in trees, dogs being missing and stuff like that. Of course, people going missing. A lot of wild men. It wasn't called Sasquatch and Bigfoot. It used to be a wild man was sighted out on the outskirt of town, and a posse of men chased it and stuff. And sometimes a posse of men captured the wild beast who didn't speak English and appeared to be a human who was really hairy and stuff. You can find some very interesting old stories of these wild men who, through the development of the settlers into towns and stuff, were harassed the towns, or were sighted, or were trying to go after women, or a bunch of things. So don't be fooled when people say there's no history of Bigfoot with settlers. There's no, or these stories can't be trusted because they were written in newspapers 200 years ago and they can't be verified, or blah blah blah. There's people who took affidavits during these encounters, and back in the day, superstition and paranoia was a big thing. And if you start talking about some hairy man in the woods, just kidnapped your wife and stuff, they're probably going to look at you like you're a little bit insane, and you probably should get locked up, or, the harsh penalties back then and stuff. So, so there's a lot of very interesting stuff. Michigan has a history, very rich history of Sasquatch. And then in the 1960s, in the front page in national newspapers, 1962 through 64. There's a couple of years in there where there were Sasquatch sightings and harassments in Monroe County, Michigan, or Monroe, Michigan, and then in Dogwanack over in the Sister Lakes area. During the same exact years, there was Bigfoot being sighted, a hairy man, some type of monster creature that was harassing people, potentially flipped over a car, things like that. As real news and stuff, investigated by the police and stuff, and I'm sure even higher than that. So there is a clear history, and you can find this, I'm sure, in other states if you look hard enough. Old newspapers of wild men, of all this. So we're happy to present not only the Bigfoot aspect, but a dog man too, because I did see a wolf run across the road, and it ran into the field, and then it got up and started running on its hind legs like a person, like this with its arms and stuff. It was a wolf. It didn't look like a Bigfoot, with a snout or nothing. It's a clear canine appendages, legs, body in the middle of the road. It got up and ran like a person. So, can't deny that. My girlfriend witnessed it. My family was in the car. I mean, there's things out here we just don't know of. And that's why it's, I think, imperative to spread the awareness. And Michigan does have a history of this dogman creature. And I used to think that it was misidentified Bigfoot for a lot of years, because I was thinking, the Bigfoot out there, they look very different to each other and stuff. Maybe they have long snouts like baboons, thinking maybe they're more ape-like, humans look drastically different and stuff. So I always thought that until that October day 2 years ago, it crossed in the road. It was a wolf. It was massive. That alone, being here in Lower Michigan, would have been enough to be flabbergasted about, because a massive animal predator like that, being here in Lower Michigan, is officially unheard of. They're not here and stuff. But for them to step up and run on its hind legs like a person is just almost unfathomable. And seeing is believing in that case, because now I have to say that yes, there are these dogman creatures that appear to be wolves and can get up and will run very efficiently and fast. So, like a person. So we're going to bring that aspect into it a little bit, of course, because we can't deny these other things, these other cryptids that are out there, because we're trying to spread awareness and stuff. We don't know what these things are, and at this point, I think it's better just to spread that, there's things out there. We don't know what they are. You might not believe about it, but you should always have your guard up in the woods, because, there's just weird stuff out there. And that's pretty much the basis of why we're doing this, is to spread the awareness, to maybe protect people, because there's missing people in the woods under very strange and unexplained circumstances. And a lot of them here in Michigan, a lot of them in the air on airplanes, which is crazy. A lot of airplanes missing, a lot of people on the ground missing, and a lot of people in the Great Lakes. And Lake Michigan is a very interesting lake that has taken a lot of missing people, and Lake Superior too. So we're just gonna spread the awareness of what's really happening out in these environments that is just outside our backyards, honestly, that everyone goes on vacation to, the vacation cabins, to our family, our favorite places that we grew up going to as even generations of people here in Michigan. It's hard to fathom that in these spots, there's these cryptids lurking, and sometimes bad situations happen, and sometimes very interesting situations arise. And I think it's better to spread the awareness to help get these people protected, help get people eyes out there observing, potentially getting evidence, furthering that. I mean, that's what it's all about, really. It's about education and research and safety, because you can't protect yourself. You can't prepare against something you're unaware of. If you're unaware of something, how can you prepare for it? So it's better just to be aware of things. And that is right. Squirrels are nuts. Squirrels will go for the jugulars every time. There's a lot of animals and stuff that will actually go for the throats and stuff, even on people, or the face and stuff. Raccoons definitely will crawl up on you and try to get to your face, because that's what they usually attack on other animals like dogs and stuff. They latch onto the face, of course. They will do that to people. All right. So so for those who are just joining and stuff, we are doing the Lost Cryptids Conservatory is hosting, presenting and doing the Michigan Bigfoot and Dogman Conference here at the Ingham County Fairgrounds here in Mason, Michigan. August 25th, 2023, obviously this year. The it's going to be the event's going to be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But doors are going to open at 9 a.m. For people to come in and check in and stuff. Obviously, when you buy the tickets and stuff, the way it's set up, that you should have confirmation through email and stuff. It should give you a printable receipt ticket if you want to print it out. But we on our end actually get once you write your name and stuff, get filling out tickets, we actually get that information and stuff. We can check at the door, make sure you're obviously people who bought tickets get in, and people who are trying to freeload don't get in, obviously. But not really worried about that. But there's confirmation and stuff. If there's any issues or problems, I guess contact me. The best way to contact me is through email and stuff, or on Facebook. You can contact the Lost Cryptids Conservatory Facebook page itself. You can find me on Facebook posting around. Also, the Lost Cryptids Conservatory Facebook group. You could always make a post, asking for help and stuff. And of course, you could find me in there as the admin and all that. Which just got to go to the group and go to members, and then it has a list of the admins and who run the group and stuff. So you can contact me that way. I also going to put links to my email on the ticket website. So that way you guys can contact me through the email that way directly. But pretty much you'll buy the ticket, you give your name, you'll give an email, and it should send a copy of the ticket to your email, and then it gives you a invoice verification of some sort. I've not bought a ticket to test it out myself. I should probably do that, but everything looks like it should be working the way it is set up. So, but if there's any problems, just let me know. And then yeah, so we'll get in. We'll open the doors at about 9 a.m. People start flooding through. The program will start actually at 8. We'll have some speakers and stuff. We'll actually have a town hall style. If people locally and stuff show up and have encounters, we'd like to hear from them. Also be taking reports that way. We'll have some Q&A questions and answers from all the speakers and stuff. We're going to try to get table set up and have a panel of the speakers answering questions and stuff as a segment. We also we're going to try to get it to end at 6 p.m. But if not, that's okay, because we're able to go run over multiple more hours over past 6 if necessary. So the fun might not stop at 6 p.m. and stuff might go over longer than the 8 hours it's already originally going to be. So not really worried about time constraints and having to get everything done by a certain time, because it's ours for many hours after. So we are pretty excited, pretty relaxed about how everything is set up and stuff. Very gracious place, the fairgrounds and the people who work there helping us and providing extra parking and stuff and all the good stuff. So and it's all free parking and stuff, of course, so you don't have to worry about paying for parking. That is not going to be a thing. And if I don't know, if someone says you have to pay for parking, you might be in the wrong spot and stuff, because the fairgrounds are pretty big, and there's a potential for other stuff to be going on at the very other end and stuff. So you want to make sure that and the address that is posted and stuff is the right address. It will take you to the right building and stuff. plenty of parking at that. But if more is needed, there's more. And then being in Mason, Michigan, there's we'll have a lunch hour and stuff. There's local restaurants in the area to have plenty to eat and stuff. And I would even suggest that there's a little town next door, a little town east of there called Dansville, a direct shot. You just basically you'll pull out of the fairgrounds and you'll take a right, and US M36, I think. Head all the way down to the next town over, and there's a little a general store there, and they kind of got they get a little food and stuff. It's more of like a working man's lunch for $5 to $6, and they got some really bomb chicken salad and pizza subs, and just a little cold cut stuff, just a little cheap but very filling and satisfying food that is much better than any fast food that you could get for the same price. So. But of course, plenty of the regular main staple brands of fast food there that you could choose from. Pizza joints, higher end restaurants, of course, good mom and pop shops. So plenty of good spots to enjoy yourself. Same to you, Kevin, and stuff. Like I said, message me and stuff sometime, and we'll get to talking. I also got a new number and stuff, so yeah, I'll probably just keep this up. Contact me there if you guys need to get a hold of me directly and stuff. That's probably the best way, easiest to get a hold of me now. Either that, or if you're on my Facebook or groups or things like that, you can message me that way. But I think we're going to get to the next segment. I'm not going to go a super long live show tonight. I just want to kind of talk about the announcement and actually show this AI stuff, because the original show I was going to do tomorrow was going to be on the AI photography and stuff, but the way things lined up, I was happy to be able to announce that we're doing our conference and stuff. So this is going to be our third event that we actually have done. This is going to be we did the first event with the Sisters of the Lake Brewing Company. We were over there at Dogwanack area of the Sister Lakes area for the event we did there, and then we did the with collaboration of other people here in Michigan. Ernie, I'll mention him because it was always his idea that he's had for a long time and stuff, and we did the Michigan Bigfoot Conference and stuff, but I think you guys kind of know what happened there. So we, of course, are doing this new event. Of course, I would say this is kind of the first annual Michigan Bigfoot and Dogman Conference and stuff. One, hopefully the first of many that the Lost Cryptids is going to present. And for vendors and all that, of course, contact me through the email, because vendors are not going to be paying money until the day of in case of weather complications, being that they're outside. I'm going to put the link into chat if anyone wants to come on and join Hangout. Just, and then until someone jumps on or whatever, we'll be taking a look at these AI generated images that are going to be popping up more and more and more and more, and they're getting pretty realistic and stuff. Some of them are pretty easy to spot, some of them are not. All right, there's the link to come on to the show if you guys want to. Just try not to swear. Obviously, you know, manners and respect in case anyone else comes on that has different opinions than you. Um, it's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be disrespectful just because you disagree on those opinions. Yeah. Okay, so the let's see which one I was going to do first. Yes, so this one is floating around, and actually, someone actually, the original person who made the post said that yes, I made this AI generated image and stuff, and so they're not trying to fake anyone or anything. I just wanted to show you guys this image, and I will get rid of this banner to kind of show you guys how kind of a real, almost a little bit, how this AI is getting, and so. But there's some telltale signs, and usually it's within the hands and the fingers. And if you look at the hands and the fingers of the mother and the babies and stuff, you'll see that there's multiple hands conjoined and twisted and fingers and stuff. If you look at the Sasquatch, it might be hard to see, but it has like six or it has extra digits on its hands and stuff. So really, the most common way to be able to spot this stuff is the digits. And again, the digits are always kind of morphed and messed up. You can see on the woman with the orange shirt, her hands are kind of like morphed a little bit and just off. And the also body lines and stuff. If you look at different lines on sometimes these images, the shoulders and elbows will be kind of just contorted a very odd way. And so it's very easy to pick out AI generated images that way. And we're getting a lot of Sasquatch images of fake trail cams. So again, look for at the feet and stuff. AI images kind of like try to like. This is actually pretty good because it's actually having minor stuff. But if you look at the woman, she has the extra hand that's on her shoulder. But the Sasquatch, has both arms down, and there's no one with the arm behind the woman on her shoulder. So again, there's things like that you'll notice. It's placing extra arms and stuff. So basically, there's a hand on the shoulder that you can see, but there's no arm around the person. Things like that, very easy to be able to pick up. Stuff. So we'll go through this one again and stuff so you can kind of get a see. And I think, and obviously, you know, someone basically all you do is you just write a prompt into this AI generator. You know, basically, Sasquatch with a human family. You know, out in a forest or out on a picnic or taking family photos and stuff. And you write, you know, the more details and stuff you write on some of these, especially the ones you can pay for, the more that you detail that you write, the more that it's going to be generated and stuff and intricate. And I've seen other stuff where it's not people, but it's like maps and there's different images on that, and it is really good, flawless. Honestly, you can't really tell that it was like computer generated or if it was just animated or drawn by a person. But with people and animals, it's a little bit different because it doesn't get the arm proportion right. It adds digits, it adds other features. So that was someone else's stuff, and this is going to be just quick little stuff that I just did, and did this in about 10 minutes and stuff. It's just all you have to do. This is so easy. Is go to Google, just AI generators, free AI generators. And there's dozens of them. Some of them are, you know, paid for. Obviously, if you pay for them, they're a lot better and stuff, you know. But you get free trials. You get credits and stuff, so you can just do them once every day. So in 10 minutes, you know, you can just write a prompt and start getting multiple different photos. And so this photo, I basically said a green Bigfoot fighting a dog man in a parking lot in the city. And what it generated was this little green Bigfoot guy and this misshapen dog man. As you can see, the arms are on both of the right side. It's kind of contorted. If you look at the mouth, and it has one fang there, its eyes are all messed up in a way and stuff. That's a very common feature that you could tell that something was computer generated. You can see that, and also the writing and stuff, the writing of signs and stuff. It's not. I believe I said I wrote. I can't remember what I wrote right there, but on this one I'm about to show you, I wrote a prompt that said a Sasquatch in the forest holding a sign that said Michigan Bigfoot Conference on it. And what it did was it prompted this, and you can see that it's pretty real looking. Obviously, it's fake, and it decided to have a Bigfoot with a half human chest, but the sign and the writing and stuff is just completely bazonkers and doing its own thing. It can't properly translate what I wanted to write on the sign there, although it tries. And then you can just add in different colors and stuff. I said holding a red sign and stuff, so you can see kind of the red in there. So it's pretty. Take a look at that one and stuff. And in this particular one, it kicked out a couple different images based on that, and then I changed it up and said a Bigfoot holding a sign inside and stuff. So at this one, it generated this. Now the Sasquatch has a shirt on. It's holding a banner, and you can kind of see where it tried to say Michigan. I said on the sign it would have Michigan on it. It has MIGHI, and so it didn't really quite get that correct, but it did computer generate a fake person in the background. That is not a real person in that background. That is 100% fake, which is very interesting. Of course, all this is just generated imagery. And so here again is the same kind of photo. The words are just wrong and stuff. And that is another telltale sign of computer generated images. If you can't tell with the digits, you can't tell with the face, you can't tell with other features like the feet, you might be able to tell with words that are just not spelled right, funky looking and stuff. And so here we have this other one. And this is 100% computer generated image of a guy. And now this is, rendered down for YouTube and rendered down to be streamed and stuff. But the actual image is pretty good quality and stuff. And it looks like a real dude. I mean, if you showed this to 100 people, I think a lot of them would be caught off guard at first and say, oh yeah, it's a real dude. But again, the signs and the letters are just completely bonkers, and the little animal on the sign is just completely disproportionate to anything. So it has a hard time doing animals, and different AI generators and brands of generators, I guess, are better at doing different things and stuff, and might be able to circumvent the downfalls of others. So yeah, like the hands look upside down, they'll be twisted and funky looking and all that. And you can see that those first photos of the people. And you can do like realistic black and white photos. Black and white photos and stuff are a little bit easier on the AI generator to, like, I think, fake and stuff, because it doesn't have the realism. Realism is seems to be the hardest for it to do. But you can play around and create some pretty cool images and stuff the more you practice. And so we have to be on guard for that because it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue in 5 years because technology is going to go so much crazier that it is going to be hard to distinguish what's real and what's not based on just photos alone. And so, and even maybe video, if it gets so complicated, it's going to be computer AI generated videos that are completely 100% fake, but they look like they're real. 4K, 8K videos. Or even just real videos of you're actually out in the woods and then someone like photoshops basically this computer video image into the video that it looks 100% real into the video. And unless we have better technology to detect these things, it's going to get pretty insane. And I think that's probably about 10 years with the videos being able to be just so fake that you can't tell at all. We have some pretty interesting fake ones, but again, usually there's grainy and stuff. There's some masking to help cover that it's fake. But with this new AI stuff, you're gonna have 4K stuff. You're gonna have bright, super bright, in the middle of the day 4K, 8K stuff that it's like there's no grainage and stuff to hide the fact that it's been photoshopped or altered in that way. And that's my opinion on this. From what I'm seeing, and I think technology improving, and that's why I'm kind of getting this awareness. So like, you kind of be aware of when you see these photos and stuff. Like, keep eye out for computer generated because they're gonna get better and better. And I know some individuals who have been tricked by some computer generated images in black and white, some fake trail cam photos that look very interesting. But for someone who's probably older, maybe the eyesight's going off a little bit and things like that, maybe you're not familiar with different resolutions of pixels and graphics and stuff like that. And so it's kind of hard, to tell because you just don't have the information up there to distinguish that. So I'm seeing that a lot. I'm seeing that, and it's a concern of mine. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about it, kind of blow through that a little bit. Another thing was, I don't know if you guys saw that Thinker Thunker, and this has kind of already been talked about, but for some people, kind of happened during the beginning of the week. So there's other shows that already happened, already talked about this, but Thinker Thunker did a video of this supposed trail cam video of a picture of a Bigfoot face, and it was all in black and white. And then there's other people a couple days later that jumped out and said, no, that's this photo, that's from this. And people started showing it and proving that, of course, Thinker Thunker was wrong on that situation again. Just like he was wrong on the fellow Buster video, the tree harvester equipment, shaking the tree video. And so I kind of just got this easy thing to show. So on the very top is the Thinker Thunker trail cam video. On the bottom is the actual photo in color. And then this is the actual mask or stuffed head or whatever it is, where that photo actually comes from and stuff. So you can actually see here that there are the markings on the side of the nose that are completely 100% the same, including the gouge around it would be the left eye. And then there you can see the exact markings of both those photos. And shout out to for Amy at the bottom. I guess that photo comes from her and stuff. Of course, I found this randomly online and stuff. So showing this for educational purposes, of course, that this is, again, a hoax video, a hoax trail cam picture, a hoax that Thinker Thunker fell for, or was tricked into, or I don't know. Maybe manipulated into it. I don't know. His own manipulation of it. But you can clearly tell that it's the same exact thing. And I know some people showed this, the picture and all that. But that's where it comes from. And Thinker Thunker, I think in the past has done some pretty good work. You know, he is knowledgeable 100% on software, on enhancing stuff, on looking at stuff that I think average people wouldn't have a clue to do, or the time and patience, because I do know it does take time to do that. But it seems like lately that maybe the quality of the quality of things has gone downhill in terms of at least verification, verifying what's coming in before you even make a video about it. So yeah, so that's that. But again, like I said, in the past, he has very good videos and enhancements of videos that do show, I believe, legit things. And in particular, I'm not sure if I have the video. I will see. The Independence Day encounter, I think, is what it's called, where the Bigfoot runs out and then scoops up a baby Bigfoot and then it kind of runs off the camera. A lot of people think it's fake. I used to think it was kind of fake looking until I did my own enhancement. Thinker Thunker did an enhancement, and there's a section where this Sasquatch kisses the baby, and its lips open and to a kiss and to a point. And you can see this on the enhancement. I showed it in my enhancement. Thinker Thunker did it, and that changed my mind 100%. That's not people in costumes. There's no face mask that does that, especially at that time. So there is some good stuff that he is able to do, and some enhancements that no one else really has the software to do. But I think the verifying some stuff is that quality is lacking. Nice to see everyone in chat. I know a lot of people have just showed up and joined, so I appreciate everyone taking their time on this Saturday night to spend it here with me and everyone else in chat. Of course, good to see Flat Rock in the chat. Sharon Rose. Nice to see you guys and stuff. We'll probably be wrapping up here pretty soon, I guess. I'll probably go for another couple minutes. Just because I didn't want to do a super long show. But I'm excited and stuff. Especially if you could tell at the beginning of the show, I was very excited and just ready. 5 months is a long ways out, but it's going to be here pretty soon. So we're ready to have fun and meet a bunch of people and hopefully gather some reports and get some new ones, actually unheard of reports that we can add to the data set. My mapping project. I have a personal mapping project that I'm doing, and there is a lot of data points that and stories and sightings and stuff that I could definitely add into this that I know would just basically probably block out the whole state, because I will give you guys I will show you guys this. All those dots and stuff are sightings and encounters and spots where Sasquatches locations and stuff. Majority of those dots, and I showed very outside stuff because well, a lot of those pins are dropped within majority of them are within 5 miles of the actual encounter and stuff, based upon my own investigation of and trying to locate the actual locations and stuff. There's a lot of them that they're right on the money. I would say they're 100 yards from the actual encounter spot, give or take and stuff. So I have a lot of pins in there. I think I can actually check, but I think last time it was check. Let me check. I have 374 spots mark, and I do know that there is I do know there's like 2,000 reports here in Michigan and stuff. So, and I have 300 potential, and probably not all that other people have either, but because I have reports that I've gotten from people lately that no one else has definitely never talked to these people. So, plus you add in the Bigfoot mapping project, which most of those are I have the same data points, but there's a very good, interesting data points on there that I didn't have. And of course, you add, and by adding both of those, and I know that there's 2,000 reports that Val has, that I definitely can tell you that the state of Michigan lights up like a freaking Christmas tree bulb with sightings and where they're at. And I'm telling you, they're right outside the cities. They're right outside towns. They're in the countrysides. They're roaming and migrating the farm belt of Michigan and lower Michigan, and they're in the wilderness and denser spots in northern Michigan, and in the UP. It's basically wilderness. I mean, there's 9 million people here in Michigan total. There's 250,000 residents and people who have cabins and owners in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So there's practically no one there compared to the amount of land there. And the more west you go, it's way more evident that there's not people out there at all. So we do have, I think, a very interesting spot here in Michigan and in Wisconsin border, Minnesota border, and the Canadian border on the western Upper Peninsula and stuff. There's that goes all the way north to the Canadian Shield and stuff. I personally believe there's a lot of population and stuff that probably migrate up from there, and then they actually probably come down. And when the Lake Michigan freezes over, Lake Huron freezes over, we have wolves that cross down to lower Michigan. We do have moose and stuff that have been known to make that trek. Black bear make this trek. Why wouldn't Sasquatch make the trek over the ice? And the ice is strong. Don't get that wrong, because I can show you plenty of pictures of people with driving trucks and trailers and all sorts of stuff on the ice. The Great Lakes do freeze over here, so animals throughout history have migrated. So hunting on the ice, that would be very interesting, to camp out on the frozen lakes in a little tent and stuff, and observe, is Sasquatch just traversing and stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff that people are doing. There's so much more research in areas and spots that no one may ever just have the time to do, and they're like, but there's definitely needs to happen. We had enough endangered researchers here in Michigan come here and actually have protected stuff. I think it could be the right way, but the best thing about this community is also the worst thing about the community. It's people. People are great, people are amazing, but people are so, just how it is. So treated that standard. Yeah. I have through through this a little bit, but I do that you value that. And I'll try to have more of that. The next time I do a live show and I'm in here, I think maybe next weekend I'll be able to get out. Yeah, I'm the storms and stuff are happening, so break and stuff might come. So, but I do appreciate whatever get out stuff. So I look out tomorrow. I'll be blasting a lot of Bigfoot groups. Yeah, the buy the tickets to our Bigfoot nation. It's visible, and all information is available through the link. Very easy to find stuff. And I decided to have it in kind of the mistake. Far from uh, places. It's a highway that can take it all the way up north, all the way to the bridge and stuff. So all right, let's see if that works. Yeah, it's just the storms and all that. So I don't know how much of that you guys heard or doesn't matter and stuff. But just be on the lookout. I'll be posting the links in a lot of Bigfoot groups, so you can contact me if you find me because I'll be the one posting that. Try to get out to do another live show. Try to pump out 8, 9, 10 more miles. Try to make that get that back into the regular shape of things. I think getting in shape, being fit, is very good out in the wilderness in case you have to run away from the slowest person. Yeah, but you don't want to be the most fastest person either. I think if you're too fast, I think the Bigfoots might just hurry up and go get you first because they can catch everyone else. Sometimes being the fastest isn't the best. Being somewhere in the middle, kind of cushioned on all sides, is probably optimal. So, all right, I think yeah, that's probably going to be it for tonight. And plus, with the signal going in and out, probably best to just cut it here. So, I appreciate everyone for watching, spending their time here. Um, yeah. And being the slowest is scary, but I mean, I've always found that if these things are going to get you, you're not going to know. But if they chase you out of the area, scare you out of the area, you're probably okay as long as you just do that. Don't push your luck too much. That's the main thing. Is you don't have to push your luck. You know, I do some dumb things out there. I kind of push the envelope a little bit, but I don't push my luck when I feel like I shouldn't anymore. So, so always yes, and like Shannon Rose says, please everyone be safe out there in the woods, and in an everyday thing. And even more important here, good night, everyone, and God bless. And I mean that fully. So everyone, take it easy, have fun, be on the lookout this weekend for me posting and stuff. You can contact me that way or through the email. The link to the information of the Michigan Bigfoot and Dogman Conference is in the description of the show. The link there takes you right to where you need to go. Very simple, easy process. The tickets are $30 and $35 at the door. $40 for a vendor. Contact me directly for that information and to inquire about that, because, like I said earlier in the show, it's going to be a little bit different. We're not collecting money on that until the day of, in case of weather issues. So you won't have to worry about all that. Until next time, guys, enjoy.